There's something you said that upset and scared a lot of people. It upset a lot of Jews in the United States and around the world when you called the Holocaust a myth. There are people, some people I know, who escaped Hitler's reign. There is research, there are scholars who can teach you about it, and yet you've expressed doubt about the Holocaust. Why?
من دو سه تا سوال مشخص پرسیدم.
I've asked 2 or 3 clear questions on this.
شما میدونید من یک دانشگاهی هستم.
You know that I belong to the university. I'm an academician.
علاقه‌مندم پدیده‌ها رو علمی بررسی کنم.
I'm interested in having a scientific approach to all events.
من دو تا سوال مطرح کردم.
So I raised 2 or 3 questions.
سوال اول این بود.
The first question was,
در جنگ جهانی بیش از 60 میلیون نفر کشته شدند.
in the First World War, over 60 در جنگ جهانی اول مثلا جنگ جهانی in the Second World War, over 60 million people lost their lives.
همه انسان بودن.
They were all human beings.
چرا عده خاصی از اینها مهم شدن؟
Why is it that only a select group of those who were killed have become so prominent and important?
Because of the difference
به خاطر
humankind draws between warfare and genocide.
قتل حجیم عمدی
شما فکر می‌کنید
نسل
60 میلیون نفر کشته شدن همه نظامی بودن؟
Do you think that the 60 million who lost their lives were all as a result of warfare alone?
2 میلیون نظامی بودن.
There were 2 million that were part of the military at the time, perhaps
58
altogether.
میلیون مردم عادی بودن.
58 million civilians
نقشی در جنگ نداشتن.
with no roles in the war.
مسیحی بودن، مسلمان بودن، کشته
Christians,
شدن.
Muslims, they were all killed.
ما سوال دوم و مهمتر اینه.
The second and more important question that I raised was,
اگر چنین چیزی اتفاق افتاده و یک واقعه تاریخی است، چرا اجازه نمیدن دانشمندان راجع به اون تحقیق کنن؟
if this event happened and if it is a historical event, then we should allow everyone to research it and study it.
خب اگر یه واقعیت باشه، هر چی تحقیقات بیشتر بشه، شفافتر میشه.
The more research and studies are done, the more we can become aware of the realities that happened.
ما الان اجازه میدیم راجع به قوانین مسلم فیزیکی و ریاضی هم باز تحقیق انجام بشه.
We still leave open to further studies absolute knowledge of science or math.
حوادث تاریخی که همیشه در معرض تحقیق هستن.
Historical events are always subject to revisions and reviews and studies.
ما داریم درباره تاریخ بشر 7000 سال قبل پی در پی تحقیق میکنیم.
We're still revising our thoughts about what happened over thousands of years ago.
چرا محققان زندان نمیشن؟
Why is it that those who ask questions are persecuted?
چرا تحقیق و سوال درباره این مسئله ممنوعه؟
Why such sensitivity or such prohibition on further studies on the subject?
در حالی که راجع به خدا، راجع به پیامبران، راجع به آزادی، راجع به دموکراسی میشه سوال کرد.
Whereas we can openly question God, the prophets, concepts such as freedom and democracy.
و سوال آخر
And
این
the
که
third question that I raised in
اگر
this
چنین
regard,
چیزی اتفاق افتاده،
if this happened,
در کجا اتفاق افتاده؟
where did it happen?
مردم فلسطین چه نقشی در اون داشتن؟
Had the Palestinian people had anything to do with it?
چرا فلسطینی ها باید خسارت بپردازند؟
Why should the Palestinians pay for it now?
5 میلیون آواره
5 million displaced Palestinian people is what I'm talking about.
60 سال تهدید
Over 60 years of living under threat,
هزاران نفر کشته
losing the lives of thousands of dear ones,
و خونه ها بر سر مردم روزانه تخریب میشه.
and homes that are destroyed on a daily basis over people's heads.
ممکنه شما بگید یهودی ها حق دارن یه دولت داشته باشه.
You might argue that the Jews have the right to have a government.
ما مخالف نیستیم.
We're not against that.
اما در کجا؟
But where?
باید برن یه جایی که مردمشون بپذیرن، به اینا رأی بدن، دولت بزن.
At a place where their people will accept, where people will vote for them, and where they can govern.
نه با آواره کردن یه ملت.
Not at the cost of displacing a whole nation
و با اشغال یک سرزمین.
and occupying the whole territory.
Is that a change in your position that Israel should be wiped away? And second, would you ever be willing to sit down with Jews, with scholars, with survivors of Hitler's camps where 6 million died. Our American film director, Steven Spielberg, is one of many, collecting the stories of those still alive who will tell you of the dead and the program to kill the Jews in Germany and elsewhere.
من احساس میکنم یک نوع فرار از حقیقت وجود داره.
I feel that there is a feeling of a need to escape the truth here.
در دولت مردان آمریکا
Among American
و
politicians,
برخی از رسانه‌های آمریکایی
as well as some media here.
سوال اصلی این است:
The main question is,
اگر در اروپا چنین اتفاقی افتاده، مردم فلسطین چه گناهی کردند؟
the main question is, if this happened in Europe, what is the fault of the Palestinian people?
مشکل امروز این است، نه حادثه 60 سال قبل.
This is the problem we have today, the root cause of many of our problems, not what happened 60 years ago.
مردم فلسطین امروز به بهانه هولوکاست سرکوب میشن.
The Palestinian people, their lives are being destroyed today under the pretext of the Holocaust.
و سرزمینشون غصب شده.
Their lands have been occupied,
اونا چه گناهی کردن؟
usurped. What is their fault? What are they to be
انسان
blamed
نیستند؟
for? Are they not human beings?
اونا حق ندارن؟
Do they have no rights?
اونا چه نقشی در هولوکاست داشتن؟
What role did they play in the Holocaust?
بعضی‌ها موضوع رو عوض میکنن.
Some tend to sort of change the subject of
فرض من
it.
روز اول هم گفتم فرض کنیم چنین اتفاقی افتاده است.
From the first day I said, well, assuming that the Holocaust happened,
چه ربطی به مردم فلسطین دارد؟
then again, what does it have to do with the Palestinian people?
باور کنید مردم فلسطین هم انسانن.
Not at all. Nothing.
احساس دارن.
Believe me, Palestinian people are human beings. They have feelings.
اونا هم دوست دارن در سرزمین خودشون زندگی کنن.
They like to live in their own
حق
lands,
تعیین سرنوشت داشته باشن.
to have the right to self-determination,
خونه‌هاشون در امان باشن.
to feel secure in their homes,
بچه‌های کوچیک کشته نشن.
so that their small kids are not killed,
زنها از داخل خانه‌هاشون به اسارت نرن.
so that women are not taken from their own homes,
آینده این اقدامات چه خواهد بود؟
What is the future of such measures?